Bailey, please explain why the whole time we were recording, you were just barking and barking and barking. Explain yourself. Hey guys, welcome back to Virtual Best Friends. If you're watching this in sequential order, I know something. I don't want this to just be a nerdy podcast. Well, welcome to the nerdy podcast. We're starting off fresh.
Yep.
So in between us recording these, we're kind of like discussing what we should do for our next topic, and
then we just end up getting in a discussion.
It's like we should just record what we're doing.
Should we be recording?
Yeah.
That's us all the time.
So our first topic, I think, is going to be speculation on the Rise of Skywalker. It's been 2 weeks since the D23 trailer. Well, since the D23
special look.
Yeah, it came out.
Which was a trailer.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was like 30 seconds of trailer.
30 seconds of trailer. Minute or so of old stuff from the old movies.
And when that trailer dropped, and after all the D23 stuff, after the poster all that came out, I was no more or less excited for the movie. I feel like The Last Jedi really left a bad taste in my mouth. And even after watching with you, I do like it more now. I do respect it more. There's still the problems I have with it. I still have with it. I still have a lot of problems with that movie. And then of course with Solo, which bombed. I thought it was good, but I'm.
And you've only watched that once with me.
I watched it twice. I watched it separately.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I like it a lot. I don't think it's perfect, but I like it a lot. But regardless, I'm tempering my excitement. Because I think it's gonna be good. Do you think it's gonna be good?
I think it's gonna, and not in a bad way. It's gonna be very fan service.
Do you think it's gonna be satisfying? Do you think it'll be a satisfying end to the characters that we've seen for the past?
I know fans shouldn't take what friends of people who work on the movie, what they say about it when they go and visit the sets or whatever. But Kevin Smith and J.J. Abrams are very good friends, and Kevin Smith, when he went to go visit the set when they were filming, he said something like, "Oh, I watched JJ film a scene." And
from Force Awakens or from the
new one. He says JJ's doing the Lord's work, and there are a lot of people that thought that meant, oh, he's fixing what Ryan fucked up in The Last Jedi. And if you know Kevin Smith, you know Kevin Smith likes The Last Jedi. So I don't know why anybody thought that.
You just said that you feel like it's a fan service, don't you? Wouldn't you agree that Force Awakens was definitely fan service?
Force Awakens was fan service, but I felt like they were still telling a new story. I'm not saying that fan servicey like they're gonna copy Return of the Jedi, because if you've seen the first two trailers, they're clearly not copying Return of the Jedi.
Totally.
And
it's a fifth Death Star.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's definitely a Death Star in it. We know that much.
Fourth would be.
I know, but there's definitely a Death Star in this one.
But it's not gonna look like that. It's not gonna be a circular thing. It'll be a ship of some kind, which I guess.
Oh, you think they're turning the ship?
Yeah, I think.
I figured it was just like debris that was on probably Endor or something.
What are you talking
about? The Death Star that's gonna be featured in.
Oh,
which was the second one.
Oh, I thought you meant they're gonna have another super weapon in this movie.
I didn't.
The Death Star that we saw.
Well, in the trailer we saw some kind of beam, which I don't think they would do again.
No, because it wasn't gonna destroy the planet. It was.
I mean, there kind of already was one in Last Jedi with the battery ram, which was.
Yeah.
Death Star tech, but it didn't look anything like Death Star.
And it didn't do shit.
Yeah.
The one thing in that first trailer for The Rise of Skywalker is, when I first watched it, I was all teary-eyed, obviously, because I was like watching all this.
For Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah, I was already getting teary-eyed, and that shot where they're looking at what we now know is the Death Star in the water, I wasn't looking at. I was just like, okay, mountain, they're looking at something.
Oh, I saw immediately. I'm like, oh shit.
Then I saw the Death Star and I was like, doesn't really make sense, because whichever Death Star it is, and we're assuming it's the one from Return of the Jedi, but whichever Death Star it is, both of them blew up completely. There's no scrap around it.
Yeah, I thought that too.
I guess we're gonna have another special edition.
I mean, that's semantics. I mean,
yeah,
we're seeing a little chunk fly off.
It's not a big deal, but it's.
I mean, it's the idea of the Death Star. Yeah. But I think the biggest takeaway from the D23 trailer is, of course, the ending stinger of there being a dark ray, which I immediately, when I saw, I'm like, this isn't real, because obviously they wouldn't show that in the trailer, or they wouldn't show that at all, regardless. So I immediately took it as like the Force Vision, or it's what the fucking it's a vision, I guess.
Yeah.
And I guess you read for me that the theory was that was a vision from Kylo.
Yeah.
Of him being like, hey, if you don't clean up your shit, this is what's gonna happen.
Which was debunked today, because basically the theory was Kylo was gonna go to Dagobah, and he was gonna go to the cave that Luke went into, and Luke, we know he feared seeing Vader, fighting Vader, and becoming Vader.
Long story short, basically goes to the cave. He sees dark ray,
and that's what like digs into him and tells him you need to not be what you are right now.
It's gonna fuck up a lot of shit.
Yeah, and I think that leans more towards like the Reylo part of the fandom, which I'm not like. Yeah.
And in the comic we find out that he destroys that Dagobah cave.
The new comic that came out, the Snoke comic from the Age of Resistance series, is takes place about 5 years before The Force Awakens. Snoke takes Kylo to Dagobah, and Kylo gets off the ship and says, "I feel his presence, Skywalker, when he was here." And Snoke tells him something like, "If I had Skywalker by my side instead of you, the galaxy would already be mine." And Kylo goes into the cave.
That's some cold shit.
It is. And Kylo goes
I am a Skywalker.
I'm a Skywalker too. But Kylo goes into the cave. First thing he sees is Luke. Luke tells him, "I don't want to fight you." They end up fighting. Kylo strikes him down. Then Han and Leia come out from a hole in the cave or whatever. And Han, which is very, I feel like, very consistent with what they're doing with the sequel trilogy. Han doesn't say anything, because we know that Kylo, whichever one he was closer to, it probably was not Han. It was probably Leia.
Because he killed Han, he didn't want to kill Leia.
And Leia does all the talking in the vision, saying your name is Ben Solo, you're not this, you're not that. Snoke is manipulating you, stuff like that. And before he decides to cut them down, he decides to just destroy the entire cave.
Yeah.
And Snoke.
So that disproves that theory that was a vision. Yeah. So I guess I have a couple questions that I think you would be best to answer. One, do you think that Rey is a clone, or do you think it's a vision?
Right now, I'm leaning towards clone.
Because of the whole thing with when they're on what was the name of the planet that Luke was on?
Octu.
Octu, yeah. The whole vision that she had on Octu with the snapping, the whole thing about the original opening for Force Awakens was going to be a shot on Luke's hand.
Yes.
That I think that's probably the best theory, that she's a clone, and that dark Rey is a clone as well.
But then I also feel like with the whole Luke's hand thing, I feel like you have to have known that when it was first, we know that because we're nerds.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I probably told him
because I didn't know that until I saw you showed me that theory with Christian Harloff about.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was that, and then from hearing him say that, I thought that was an opening for Last Jedi, which I think would have been pretty cool to see that.
Wouldn't have made sense, but it would have been cool.
It would have played into the whole. It would have made more context around the snapping thing, which I guess was they left non-contextual by that already.
She snaps and she wants to see who she is, and all she sees is a million of her.
Yeah.
So it's kind
so I think that's the biggest thing and then of course I think another leading thing was what girl from Force Awakens, which I think that it's been this rumor that he didn't know who it was. He was just like, oh, there's a girl, what girl? But I think he knew who she was.
Yes.
He knew about her.
Yeah.
I guess my second question is, what do you think the rise of Skywalker means? Because when I first heard it, I first thought, Luke is going to be rising as a ghost or something, or there's going to be like maybe Skywalker is like, oh, that's what they're going to call Jedis now, or something, or kind of like Order of the Phoenix, or something like that.
Yeah.
But then you put me onto the idea that, oh well, it's Kylo that's redeemed.
Yeah.
Or it basically means that Kylo will rise.
Because there's only there's only 2 Skywalkers left alive. 3 that we're gonna see in the movie because Luke's gonna be a Force ghost in the movie. But
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think it's gonna have anything to do with Leia because she takes the name Organa.
And she's dead, so I don't think they can really do much with her.
In story, she's not dead.
But Carrie Fisher's dead, so I don't think there's much they can do with that character other than
they're not
other than her being, whoa, how are you? Fucking CGI to hell, which I'm totally okay with.
It won't be CGI.
Well, I know, but
yeah, I know. But that's not their fault.
No, it's not at all. But I think tragically because she is gone, there's no way they can work that angle.
Yeah.
What do you still think now? Because when I asked you that a long time ago, that was like back in April when I asked you that. Do you still think that holds up? That will be Kylo's redemption? Because as it stands, I think Kylo is too far gone. I think that whole ending on Crate from Last Jedi is him being way too far to the fucking dark side.
Yeah, there's.
So I think if he does a heel turn, it's gonna be way underdeveloped, and it's gonna be like, it's not gonna be. Earned.
If they're gonna do it, like from the first shot he's in the movie, they need to start.
Well, then do you think he will then?
Here's the thing, I don't want him to be redeemed. I was with you on after the Last Jedi. I'm just like, if Force Awakens, if killing Han didn't completely keep him from going to the dark side, and then that twist, which I thought was really cool, he kills Snoke and you think he just got redeemed, and in your head you're like, no, I don't want this, but at the same time this is amazing. Look at what we're watching right now.
Yeah, that was a great.
And then
regardless of my feelings of Last Jedi, that was an amazing scene.
And then
I saw someone break down the choreography, and it's like, this is a shoot choreography. Like it's still a fucking badass scene.
Choreography because that one red guard stabbed Rey, and then there's nothing there.
It's still a badass scene.
You know how many inconsistencies are in all the Star Wars movies with that kind of shit? Shut up. But and then you get the reveal that he's still in the dark. He still wants Rey to join him. He just didn't want Snoke overseeing everything.
So what do you think that the Rise of Skywalker means then? Do you think, I mean, because there's also a theory that Rey is a clone of Luke Skywalker.
Right now, the most I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Most likely, I guess, theory would be Kylo. But the reason I did not want Kylo to get redeemed. I wanted him to either die or live on as evil as he could be, because now he's not just Kylo Ren anymore. He's Supreme Leader right now.
Well, also we've seen that he reforged his helmet, which of course was like a homage to Vader. Yeah. And we see him fighting Rey in this, which which looks to be kind of close to the climax. So I don't think it's his redemption.
I think that's towards the beginning of the movie.
That fight?
Yeah.
Really?
I think there's gonna be 2 fights in this movie with Kylo and Rey.
That one and then whatever the climax, if there was a climax of them fighting.
Yeah. When that trailer came out, I started thinking clone. I started thinking maybe the last fight is gonna be Kylo and Rey versus the clones that and Palpatine's watching it all or whatever. But no, but the reason I'm kind of coming around on the whole Bendemption thing, I guess is what they're calling it, is because, so many people have been mad at, oh look, they killed off Han, they killed off Luke, they would have killed off Leia if Carrie Fisher was still around, or they're going to kill off Lando, and all this and that, and I'm just like, you know what, if Kylo doesn't get redeemed, and Han and Luke actually did die, for him to see that what he was doing was wrong, and he still doesn't see it by his death or whatever the ending is in this movie, I'm going to be pretty upset about that.
Yeah.
Because then they died for nothing.
Or maybe they died to be redeemed by Rey. Which would be a really out of left field kind of. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of why Obi-Wan died. Yeah, he died to be redeemed by Luke.
In the theater going, wait, what? But it's...
this movie has to do so fucking much, dude.
Yeah. I feel like... I don't even know how to say it. It's, if he does get redeemed at the end, I'm not gonna like it unless they do it like in such an amazing way that it's just like, I don't.
Which is possible. It's possible.
It's very possible because, JJ literally has had the hardest 2 jobs in the last 4 years. Yeah. He had to reintroduce Star Wars to everybody, including original trilogy.
Well, I feel like he's the best one to lead in charge of it.
Yeah.
He's the one who had a plan from day one.
Yeah.
They fucked up his plan, or.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole. Okay, I guess my third question was, what do you think Palpatine's role will be in this? Because my theory, I mean, or I guess my assumption is that JJ had a goal in mind for Snoke. Snoke is no longer around. Well, we'll just bring back the closest person to him, which would be Palpatine. I feel like
closest thing, as in far better than Snoke, because
well, I mean closest thing as in a supreme ruler.
Yeah.
They won't bring fucking Boss Nass for that role.
You never know.
Boss Nass is
you have the Knights of Ren and Kylo is turned on them. They have Kylo and Rey. They're bringing them to to who you think is Palpatine. You get the close up, and it's like, oh, well.
I guess that's my whole. I think was like, oh well, they're just using him as the fill-in for Snoke because he can't be around. So
I thought that, and I was before that first trailer came out, I was always like, don't put Palpatine in. That's how are you gonna explain
that's
it?
a feel of Vader. I hope they leave Vader out of it completely.
I'm gonna challenge you on that in a second, but
the other thing to bring him back.
I was like, don't put Palpatine. Up until his laugh at the end of that trailer, and then I was I was crying. I was like, Palpatine is. I didn't even care. I didn't even care at the moment.
My first reaction was, oh well, he just moved Snoke then. So I guess my question for you is, do you think he'll just fill that Snoke role?
No.
And okay, if not, what do you think his goal is then?
So there was a quote at D23 from Daisy Ridley, and everybody was asking everybody about Palpatine, and basically her quote said, "This isn't just him appearing again. There's a story, and it's all going to be explained." And of course, she's going to say that because she's in the movie, and JJ told her to say that.
Oh, this is fucking bullshit. Yeah, she wouldn't say that.
Maybe, but it's. I trust her. Because then she everything she said about all the movies she's in, she said when you meet your heroes, sometimes they aren't what you expect. Luke was not what we expect.
So you think he has an agenda then?
I think he has.
What do you think that is then?
I don't know, but there's. Do
you think he's gonna want try to make Kylo his Vader number 2?
Either that or
because if so, that's something they should have done from fucking Force Awakens.
Maybe.
I feel like that's something they should. It's gonna be near impossible to introduce that and that within one movie.
Yes, but if they had done that in The Force Awakens, what would we have said? We'd just been like, really? We just just saw Palpatine in the last movie.
Which is my feeling of he's just gonna be the Snoke role. Which I get your whole thing about Daisy saying that, but like, what can he do that will mean anything in this, other than him being big evil bad guy? Because if he has an agenda. Unless this is a 6-hour movie where they can put all that in, plus all the other shit that they have to close up, that's going to be nearly impossible. Because he'll have, maybe like a half hour of screen time?
I think he's going to have a significant amount. He's going to have more than Luke.
Okay, well, even at that point, I don't think there's much he can do in terms of his own agenda.
I don't know.
Maybe like a 3-step plan that is just evil, you know?
I mean, him filling the Snoke seat isn't really. It's not necessarily.
Snoke didn't have a fucking plan either. What plan did he have?
Yeah, but Palpatine sitting in for Snoke, that's a fucking upgrade if I've ever seen one. Because
but I don't. I
understand. I know, but it's
okay. But here's the big question: Captain Phasma. I hope she's dead.
She's not even on the casting list. I don't give a shit about her.
She's dead.
I didn't give a shit about her in The Force Awakens before we even saw the movie because I was like, oh.
I did. I'm like, oh, she's pretty badass, and then.
Because I have this problem with the sequel trilogy. It's not in there a lot. It's really only with Phasma, but they put Game of Thrones actors in it. I don't like Game of Thrones. I don't give a shit about it.
I like it. I think they put her in that because she's in Game of Thrones, not
because they had a story for Phasma.
Well, I'm saying not because she's a really good actress, just because she's in Game of Thrones, put her in.
Like she's an okay actress. It's
But they didn't put her in because they put her in. Oh,
they put her in because she's in Game of Thrones. She's tall. They want somebody that's Kylo's second hand.
Well, I definitely feel like something a lot about the sequel trilogy is that they introduce cool shit and do nothing with it. At least thus far within the 2 movies. They put in cool shit and it goes nowhere. And
I only experienced that with Phasma. What do you experience that with?
all of Rey's backstory, Snoke, the Knights of Ren, a lot of shit that we've been introduced with that seem really cool that go nowhere.
With the whole Snoke thing, though, it's like I was wondering who he was after The Force Awakens, but he was in the movie so little that it was like, okay, well, that'll be for the next movie. Let's speculate on everything over here. And then once you get to The Last Jedi, and you realize he's just there for Snoke or for Kylo to have his arc. And Kylo's arc in The Last Jedi, I feel, is one of the best arcs in Star Wars ever. And he just obliterates you. In my head,
I feel like he had more of an arc in Last Jedi than in Force Awakens, definitely.
Yeah.
But I also feel like they were honestly two different characters. I feel like Force Awakens was this guy who has a long legacy trying to live up to it, and for the wrong reasons, and then everyone basically being like no, like kicking him to the curb, like he's like the underdog.
Yeah.
Whereas in Last Jedi, he's kind of just like someone who's morally gray going to the dark side. I feel like those could honestly have been two different people filling those arcs. But regardless, I think, in my opinion, Kylo is the most interesting character in this trilogy.
Oh, by far. And I was like, after The Force Awakens, once you find out who his parents are in The Force Awakens, it's like, okay, well, he's going to be the villain for the whole trilogy. They're not going to kill him off in this movie. He's Han and Leia's son, Luke's nephew. But then you get to the end of it, and he kills Han, and it's just like, fuck you. Fuck you. I was going to say fuck your family, but I love your family. But I hate you. I want you dead now. Rey, Finn, somebody, kill him now. And then you get to The Last Jedi, and it's like, the first time you see him, you're public enemy number one. We want you dead now. Snoke, somebody kill him. And then Snoke starts talking.
I've been Kylo fanboy day one. Before when it first showed, I'm like, this guy's fucking badass.
Yeah. But
they showed the lightsaber, I'm like, oh, that guy's badass.
My first impression of like, I was like everybody else where when that lightsaber came out, I was like, really, we have to have a new design.
I thought it was cool.
Blah, blah, blah.
I got it. I'm like, oh, exhaust ports, I got it.
Yeah, and then
unstable,
the
I got
max
it.
To me just looked like an Old Republic max. I was like, I don't care about the Old Republic. At the time, I didn't care about the Old Republic, and I was just like, this better be.
And you've done a complete 180. You're a total Kylo fan right now.
I'm literally the biggest Kylo Ren fan that I've.
Okay. Do you think who do you think will be the main star in this movie?
Main star. Okay, so that's another thing that Christian Harloff over at Collider and Schmoes.
I think we got wrapped it up pretty soon.
Yeah. He's said that The Force Awakens is obviously Rey's movie, and that's obvious. She's the main character. We follow her through most of the stuff. The Last Jedi is Kylo Ren. I
buy that.
I think this movie is going to be either Kylo and Rey or Palpatine, because something that somebody brought up that kind of made me tear up a little bit was like, this with Palpatine coming back with that poster, regardless of whether you think it's an ugly poster, him looking over Kylo and Rey, and maybe they don't know about him at this point. It's coming full circle. He's the Phantom Menace. This is the Phantom. This is not just the Skywalker saga. This is also the Palpatine saga.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god, he's the Phantom Menace again. And thinking about how the trailer started with in the Phantom Menace trailer, every journey has a beginning, every saga, whatever it said, and then these trailers say every saga has an ending, the saga comes to an end, whatever it said, and it's just like, wow, they're really going.
So I guess closing thoughts. Do you think this movie do you think this movie will be better than Last Jedi? I believe so. I think it'll be better than Force Awakens. But I don't know if I'm gonna like it more than Force Awakens. Because I fucking love Force Awakens.
I love Force Awakens too. I love Last Jedi more. I only have one problem with The Last Jedi, and it's everything on Canto Bight with Finn and Rose. You take all that out, you put
that's the only problem. I have a lot of problems with it. That's one of the ones, but I if they would have fixed all other scenes.
You're not as big as on Luke as I am. I think Luke was handled perfectly. You have problems with
I think I don't hate him. I just think that.
Yeah, you never.
We can get into that separately, but
we'll have an episode just on
our thoughts on Last Jedi. We'll watch it again and see whatever. But, so do you think this movie will be a satisfying closing to the saga thus far?
I think
because I don't think they're gonna stop here. I think they're gonna make another trilogy after this, probably.
I don't. Not 10, 11, and 12, because then it's just like Well, you associate because now this whole thing with the Skywalker saga,
maybe not 10, 11, 12, but maybe they might continue this in some other like side story.
Disney Plus.
Probably.
But so
Do you think this will be a satisfying conclusion?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it will be better than The Force Awakens because I feel like JJ's become not that he was green when he did Force Awakens.
He did fucking Star Trek. He's done a lot of great movies.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like he's more seasoned with Star Wars now. That he's gonna make something even better than The Force Awakens. I just don't know if for me if it's gonna be better than The Last Jedi. I think at the most it'll be equal to The Last Jedi.
Okay.
I definitely think it'll be better than Force Awakens.
Do you think it'll be critically acclaimed more? Do you think in the fans' eye? Because I think in the fans' eye, Last Jedi fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be
critically though? From critics,
yeah, it was pretty good.
Was fucking.
Okay, so you think in the fans' eyes, do you think that it'll be better?
In the fans' eyes, yes. I hate saying this, but I honestly think that more fans are gonna like it just because Rian Johnson had nothing to do with it, and that makes me sad.
I don't give a shit. I just fucking make it good. JJ could have done it, and I still would have hated it.
Yeah.
Well, I hate it, but I still would have problems with it.
Yeah, it's like you don't have a problem with Rian Johnson. You just have a problem with the movie.
Yeah.
And the decisions he made, but you don't have a problem with him. That's
JJ could have done the same thing, and I would have been like, "This is stupid."
And JJ could have done the same thing. I would have loved it and hated that one part exactly the same. But it's I don't think Rise of Skywalker is gonna crack my top 3. But then again, when I say, what did I just say? I said that it might be equal to how I feel about The Last Jedi. So I guess my third spot might like go back and forth for the first 2 months after it.
So you think it'll be definitely good?
It'll be definitely good. It'll be, yeah.
Okay.
There's only one Star Wars movie I think is not good, and that's Attack of the Clones.
You like Phantom Menace?
Yeah, I like it. I don't.
I mean,
you know what though?
It's rough to watch. It's fucking rough to watch.
But you admitted after watching Last Jedi with me, you felt a little bit better about it. Maybe we need to watch.
I don't know if it was just because you were there. I think maybe just me watching again with the more of a tempered attitude.
Maybe.
I liked. Maybe. Again, we'll get into it later on, but the things that I hated about it overshadow the things I love about it. Because there's some parts in that I fucking adore in that movie that were overshadowed.
Phantom Menace.
No. Last Jedi.
Okay.
Phantom Menace has like one cool scene.
I disagree, but okay.
No, there's actually a lot of parts of Phantom Menace I really love, even just for pure nostalgia. But the parts that I loved about Last Jedi were overshadowed by the parts that I didn't like.
And I'm the opposite. Everything with Kylo and Rey, Luke and Rey, all of that was just like up here for me, and everything else like fucking Benicio del Toro's stupid ass character was down here.
See, like that dumb shit doesn't bother me.
That's what bothers me.
It was how I felt like they kind of disrespected kind of the lore, or kind of. I don't know, because that's a very bold thing to say, but I do feel like it was almost a little bit disrespectful to some of the long-standing fans, if that makes sense. Again, it's a very bold thing to say, but I will be that messiah to say it.
Yeah,
I think that's it for now, guys. Thanks for tuning in again. Again, we'll probably have one up, I think, every week. Is we're going to be doing it every week, or maybe 2 weeks, because
every
now.
Week or every 2 weeks, yeah.
Anyway, if you stayed this long, thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in next time if you want to listen to us talk again. Thanks so much. Bye.
See you later.